Welcome to Octane Mobile Gaming. Welcome once again to the channel. This is your host, Octane, and today we take a look at deck combinations. This is the deck combination that I showcased yesterday, but unfortunately today it doesn't work the same way, and I'm not sure as to what's going on. Let's check the news link to see if there is any news feed about the deck itself. So let's have a look. So treasure bosses have arrived. Treasure bosses, by the way, are absolute garbage because you have to use gems to unlock the boxes. I've actually fought against a few of the bosses, but I refuse to spend 100 gems to actually unlock the boxes. I think the boxes should be free, because when I saw the news link yesterday, I thought the treasure bosses were actually gonna be free. So here is one. Most people are not even killing them because it's a waste of time. I thought it was like a giveaway where you can actually kill the bosses, and after killing the bosses you can actually, let's go ahead and kill this one, and after killing the bosses you would wait a few minutes, the boxes unlock, and you will collect prizes from the boxes. Unfortunately, you have to spend gems to unlock the boxes, which is absolutely ridiculous. It's absolutely pointless. It's just another way of getting people to spend money that they haven't really got. So it's just really and truly pointless. So there's a box, and as you can see, after 10 minutes you have to spend 500 gems to actually open the box. So it's a waste of time. If you've got the gem to waste, you can go ahead and open the boxes, but you're not gonna really get anything brilliant from these boxes, I can tell you now, because Network doesn't really give away anything for free. So let's take a look at the combinations. So I've got 3 combinations that I'm going to try out today. I've got this one, which uses the ultimate form from the current deck. It uses two master collection cards from the current deck. It uses Usurpers of Fortune, and it also using Lord Executioner Wrens, and this is a master collection card from Usurper of Fortune's deck. Now what Usurper of Fortune will do, it will create 3 dark power gem freeze plus 1 additional for every 150 noble killer intensity. It also increases noble killer's attack by 100% for 1 turn, plus an extra 1% for every 30 noble killer intensity. And that's what we're looking for from this particular card. The master collection card does the same thing. It creates 3 dark power gem freeze, 1 additional for every 150 noble killer intensity, and it increases noble killer attack by 100% for 1 turn. So you got 2 boosts to your attack there. You've got a boost to your attack here as well. So this card increases light slayer attack by 140% for 3 turns. The passive is the thing that makes this card quite brilliant. So it creates 2 light power gem 4s every time an attack or damage buff is activated, which this card has got an attack buff in its battle skill. So does the 2 previous card. This one is basically just a replica of the one that we saw before. It's the Shiny Master Collection card, and Supreme Elohim is the ultimate form, and this one increases light slayer attack by 140% as well for 3 turns, and it's got the same passive. It creates 2 light power gem 4s every time an attack or damage buff is activated. This can be triggered unlimited times per turn and scales infinitely. So it creates a lot of power gems. However, I noticed today that it's not doing the same thing that it was actually doing yesterday. I'm not sure what has gone wrong or if I'm not playing the deck right, but I think something has gone wrong. One of my guildmates said he think there was a patch, and we all know what that means. It's been nerfed. Now we've got the 3 same card and this combination with additional of Master Hero, and we've got Clandestine Clan, and we saw this deck in action yesterday. And I've got this one, which I believe is the most powerful of all 3 combinations. So we're using Watchers of the Waves, its ultimate form, Lost Kingdom Guardians, which is quite brilliant, and the 2 Master Collection card and the ultimate form. So we're going to go straight into the battle, and we're going to see exactly what these decks can do. So first up is the deck that I showcased yesterday. We're going to use 3 keys, and we're going to see exactly how we get on. So what I would be expecting from this deck is what I saw yesterday when I done the deck preview. However, we're not going to see that today. So there we go. And we've got a few power gems on the board. So never mind. We're gonna just play through and see if we can actually replicate what we done yesterday. So far, it hasn't been replicated. There's no board of power gem 20s, and we saw almost a full board of power gem 20s yesterday, and today there's no power gem 20s whatsoever on the board. So I'm thinking that something has been done to this deck. It's been nerfed. Maybe they never meant for it to be that powerful, so they actually went ahead and nerfed the deck. There we go again, and you can see we got a full board of power gem but no power gem 20s on the board. And yes, they were producing power gem 20s all around, and that's the reason why I was so excited about this deck. However, it's just very disappointing what has transpired. So let's go ahead now and try the deck in a different activation sequence, and let's see if we're going to produce power gem 20s. No power gem 20s still. So basically the deck isn't performing the same way that it actually performed yesterday, which is really disappointing. Really disappointing. It still does work quite well. However, I was expecting those lovely boards of power gem 20s that I was getting yesterday, but truth be told, I think it was a bit overpowered, and they've just taken it down a few notch, not just a notch, a few notch. So let's go ahead and see this one in action. So this one works similarly to the one with Clandestine Clan, where it's got a boost, and it boosts all the cards on the deck, and then you get the lovely passive of the current ultimate form, a Master Collection card kicking in. However, the boost doesn't come from the passive skill of this deck, it comes from the battle skill of this deck. So we're gonna go ahead, and as you can see, it's giving us that lovely boost, and everything is kicking in, and this one is a lot more powerful than the one that we just used. So this is another combination that you can use as well, and this deck will produce quite a lot of dark gems as your intensity increase. So this one will work for long drawn out fights, which is quite good, because as the fight goes on for a long period of time, you want the deck to become more powerful, not weaker. So there you go. We should be producing some lovely power gem 20s on the board. There is power gem 20s. Not a full board like what we had yesterday, but you can see 1 quadrillion for the ultimate form, which is really good. So as the fight progresses, the deck becomes stronger. So I like this combination because it's not a combination that's gonna get weaker as the battle goes on. It's one that's gonna become stronger and stronger. So let's take a look at the last but not the least of the combination. This one is quite quick. It's really quick, it's really powerful, but it kind of taper off, not like the one that we just saw that actually got stronger as the fight goes on. This one tend to get a bit weak as the fight goes on, but it's much quicker because it's a one turn deck and you get lovely power gems on the board. Nice big power gems on the board, and you do quite massive damage on your first turn, which is not too bad. Really good damage output for this one. Let's see our damage output. We're not even in the top. There we are, and we done 0 damage to the boss, but we dealt 2.197 quadrillion, which is really good. However, we didn't really damage the boss at all. All of that was just overkill. And because it was overkill, we actually got 20%, which is not really bad, really. If you can constantly replicate that damage, as long as you can get 50% on all the bosses, you'll be doing quite well. And those are the 3 combinations that I've got for you today if you've got the deck. Now, if you haven't got the deck, but you've got Wandering Clans is not gonna... you can perform relatively okay using Wandering Clans with the combination of other light cards, but you're not gonna get the type of damage output that you're gonna get from the current deck, because I think the current deck is a really good deck, regardless of the nerf that they've done to it. I still think it's a quite powerful deck. I still think it's a really good deck, especially for GVG. It's gonna be a brilliant deck for GVG. So this is a deck that you don't want to miss out on. It's one that you wouldn't require in your utility going forward. So it's a deck not only for the event, but going forward, it's a really good deck to have in your arsenal. It's just like this card, the Lost Kingdom Guardian, or the Golems, or the Jailers, or Odd One Gorillas. This is a deck of that particular caliber. So I really recommend this deck. And it's really lovely to play. I'm really actually enjoying using this deck, and I'm enjoying the event only because of the deck. I'm actually enjoying the event for a very, very long time. I've not enjoyed playing a Slayer event as I am enjoying this one. Okay, so those are the 3 combinations that I've got. If you've got these cards, you can use them. Sorry for those of you out there if I'm not giving you like a deck that's a non-event deck. I've tried a few combination of decks that are non-event decks, but they're lacking in the area of dealing damage. The one that dealt the most damage dealt about 27 trillion, which if you're in the Legend League or the Emperor League or the Kings League, you're not really going to perform very well using those type of combination. If you're in the Paladin League or lower, you probably would be able to do something with a deck that's going to deal the maximum 27 trillion. But realistically, as the game stands, you need a deck that's going to give you at least 120 trillion damage to basically do anything resembling okay within the Slayer event, or even in the Commander event for that matter. So know the video is short, but the deck is a really good deck. These are the combination. You have got other cards within the collection that you can use as well. All you need to bear in mind that as long as you've got a card that can give you some form of boost, and this boost must be a boost that can boost these cards as well. So the boost from this card actually boosts all Noble Killers, so it boosts this card, and this one doesn't really give a boost, but because of the number of power gem that the Lost Kingdom Guardian in combination with the Watcher of the Wave actually produces, because this one on its first activation will produce 14 power gem 5s, and this one will produce 14 power gem 5s as well, so that's 28 power gem on the board. Now let's go back into a battle and you can see exactly what I'm talking about. So let's go here. So I'm going to use one key, and if you look at the board quite keenly, you can see exactly what happens with this combination. So I don't get a boost from Watcher of the Wave or Lost Kingdom Guardian, but you can see we've got a row of power gems that just crushed. So I activate both those cards, and you can see we got one row of light gem in the middle, and everything else is just water gem. So now we activate these ones. All they're doing is just overwriting and upgrading those gems, and as you can see, we've got loads of massive power gems on the board. Lovely big power gems, powerful power gems. From one key you can see the damage, 262 trillion. One key, single key, that's a single key attack. So you can see that this deck is really powerful, and it's a really fun deck to actually use in the event. It's quite quick as well, especially when you're farming keys. It takes down the guild bosses quite easily and quite fast. Boss like this, no problem, one key again, this deck is gonna take it out, no problem. The only thing with this deck is if you've got a boss that's got, say, probably 4 or 5, 6 quadrillion, it probably would be able to give you 4 quadrillion, because I have dealt 4 quadrillion using this combination. However, it's not all the time you'll be able to replicate a 4 quadrillion attack. You probably would be able to get round about 1 quadrillion, 800 trillion to 1 quadrillion most of the time. So you probably would need to do a second, probably even a third attack. And as I said, it tapers off because Lost Kingdom Watchers of the Wave actually start producing less power gems after the first activation. So it produces 7 on every activation after the first activation. So you're actually just getting 14 water power gems on the board from both those cards. So you're producing far less, so you're producing less powerful water power gems on the board. However, if you use this combination, this one will increase the number of power gems it produces as the intensity increase, so you're getting more power gems on the board, and this one does the same as well. So both of these cards are going to start producing more power gems as the intensity increase, giving you a boost to your damage output as time goes on. So in relation to time and damage, this one, as time goes, as the longer the time of the fight, the higher your damage go. This one, the longer the time of the fight, the lower your damage go, and then it just flatlines at a certain point, and you're not able to actually increase the damage output unless you die and revive, because when you die and revive, it actually resets ambush. So when ambush is reset, then you will be able to create 28 water power gem on the board again, and then you'll get that massive bang for your buck. So this one is a quick deck. It's quick, it's powerful. This one is for a fight that's long and drawn out, and this one, well, this one is okay. It was far better yesterday when we use it in Legend Trials, but today, however, it's lacking in its performance because of the patch that they actually carried out on the deck. However, it's still a good deck. That's all I've got for you today, so I'll see you on the next video. But try and enjoy your event. Like the video if the information has been useful to you. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed as yet. This is Octane saying peace and have a great day. Bye for now.